So
Nah,
whatever reason you
I've
give,
heard many cases where y'all push
you
back on
give
me.
whatever reason you give about why you did what you did, it's about a lack of integrity, that the person lacks integrity.
Yeah,
Because
but
you could
look at the
just as
research. The
easily,
research,
you could have just as easily. Now I know what you're talking about because I
yeah.
read the research too, but I was talking about in terms of it all boils down to that very reason, because that's not taking accountability either. So you could cheat. Oh, I didn't get attention, or he wasn't treating me like this, or she didn't do these things, she didn't make me feel like a man, whatever the reasons are. And I'm not saying they aren't valid, because your feelings are your feelings, right? But at the end of the day, regardless of what they did, the accountability falls on you once you cheat. And that is the lack of integrity.
No, but
That's
it's
what
a
it
it's a
boils down
lack of integrity on both. It's not just one sided.
to. No, if
Yeah,
we're
it is.
talking about cheating, and I'm not saying that whatever the other
I'm talking
person
about
did
cheating.
to make you feel bad isn't warranted for discussion, and that they weren't wrong. What I'm saying is once the other person steps out of that, it is a lack of integrity on their part. You could deal with the issue if your wife wasn't cooking dinner or wasn't giving you sex as much as you want or what have you. That's a whole separate conversation.
Well,
But
I'm
if she
telling
never
you,
stepped out,
according to what the perspective I was given, there was communication. And oftentimes, according to this research, the men have communicated their needs and stated that, hey, look, if I'm not getting it here, I don't see why I should be faithful, and I feel like I should be able to go out and get it somewhere else.
Yeah, that has always bothered me. I've always wondered, like, so the wife will refuse to be intimate with the husband, because some guys have been in sexless relationships, marriages for years, and she doesn't care about his needs, right? Let's say she's not attracted to him anymore, but as soon as he gets a woman on the side, he's the bad guy. Now she's calling him names. Now it's like she forgets all the months he has been having conversations, trying to, make up and trying to find a solution. But as soon as he sleeps with someone on the side, now he's the worst guy in the whole world. That always bothers me.
It
then
was
leave.
stated many, many times before that happened. So the integrity thing is out of the window on that.
Mm.
This guy said, look, you don't even know pussy. I'm gonna get it from somewhere else. I'm not. It's not a threat or anything. That's just what's gonna happen. And I've even heard on this panels right here. I think some of y'all were present. We were talking about withholding sex and how women were saying they have a right to and all this other stuff, and that if just because they don't feel like it, they should be able to not do it when they're supposed to be submissive and in a marriage, and you're supposed to submit your body to your husband, so to speak. And you
Right.
have women on this very
Carmen,
panel saying that, oh,
you're
I don't
absolutely
have to do it
right.
because I just don't want to do it.
Well, I wasn't that woman. I ain't never said that.
Like Carmen just said, she hit the nail on the head. I wasn't going to say it like this, but I like the way she said it better. Integrity is not warning of betrayal. You're absolutely, just because you tell a woman you're going to cheat, does not make it that you're showing integrity.
Yeah, but he had the integrity to have a conversation with you. Hey, babe, I mean, I'm trying to be intimate with you, but you don't want to be intimate with me anymore. It's 1 week, 2 months, 6 months, 2 years, and you expect him to just, do nothing? And now as soon as he gets a woman who's willing to be intimate with him, now you have an issue with it? Now you're calling him all sorts of names and how he's the worst guy you ever met in your life? But then when you're withholding sex for 2 years, you didn't care about his feelings. And now you're too hurt because a man you put in a sexless marriage finds another woman. And you know what's funny? When they keep a man in a sexless relationship or marriage for all this time, they still expect you to pay the bills. Just because she doesn't cook anymore, she's not intimate with you, she's not sleeping with you, it doesn't mean she wants you to stop doing your duties. No, she still expects you to pay the bills. That's always mind-boggling to me. Like, which man is going to sign up for such a deal?
Oh, he just responded
They're
to
not doing it.
betrayal.
The integrity would
You
be,
got to
I'm no
understand
longer happy in this marriage.
it's called
You're not living up
reciprocation.
to your obligations. I would like
It's
a divorce.
reciprocation at that point. If you're gonna cheat me out of something that I deserve, or something that I'm entitled to, then I'm going to cheat you out of something that you're entitled to. It's a reciprocation.
No,
Yeah, you could just leave.
divorce. That's my
Get a divorce, so you want him to divorce, lose his house, lose his kids, pay you child support, pay you alimony, and then you bring a new man in the house he paid for to clap your cheeks? That's why men don't just file for divorce. It's easy for you as a woman to say file for divorce if you don't like it, but he knows he's going to lose way too much in the divorce. That's why men are not quick to file for divorce.
my point. My point
Betrayal
is
can only be
integrity.
committed by the initiator. Once you've already done that, it's no longer betrayal. Now it's get back.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
So once you start betraying me, you know, already persuaded me or convinced me or compelled me to marry you and sold me that, hey, look, this is what I'm going to be able to lay with for the rest of my life. I'm going to have access to your body for the rest of my life. Then you pull that away. That is where the betrayal began.
And I will argue that threatening to leave or saying you will leave or choosing to leave is also lack of integrity.
No,
Because
it's not. It's not.
It is because if you look at it
You
this
said
way,
death do a part, Richard the
yeah,
part.
that's a commitment. So
Hey,
if you say,
So when the worst
and integrity says, and
sex with
integrity,
him, then that was the worst.
Motherfucking
no, but hold
checkmate.
on, wait. But integrity says, but integrity is also in the face of adversity, and you still stick to your guns. You still stick to your moral compass of what you committed to. That will be.
But you committed.
And I never said I was going to leave. I just said I was
So
going to
if you leave, it might as well be seen as the same thing as cheating on, because both
I'm
of
still
them
gonna come
have
home.
the same weight of lack of integrity.
But y'all know at the end of the day, y'all are trying to twist it and go to the extreme. So
No,
if you want to go, hold on. If you want to go there and you're talking about, oh, you made a commitment for better or worse, her not giving him sex might be the worst. He still has an obligation to be committed to the relationship. And
He's committed. He's coming home. He didn't say he's leaving that family. He's committed. He's still paying the bills. Yeah, sure, you don't give him sex, but he's paying the bills. That cancels out, but he can still go cheat. That's the worst too, right? So that means you accept him as well. If you want him to accept you not giving him sex, you can accept him getting the sex from somewhere else. But what it sounds to me like, this woman wants men to take the wrong and the worst part of the deal. I'm not giving you sex. I'm not cooking for you. I'm not submitting to you. I'm not going to talk to you crazy. But because you say the vows, just live with it and do nothing else. Pay the bills, be a nice husband. Just let me do what I want and just watch as the years go, year after year after year. I'm going to be a bitchy wife to you and just accept it. Just because you said some vows. Guess what? I'm going to do all that. I'm not going to leave, but I'm going to be on the side doing my thing. Fair game, right?
and show integrity. However, if he chooses to cheat, he's not showing integrity. So if you're going to make the decision not to show integrity, then leave the marriage anyway. Why stay married?
So why stay married if you're not going to be intimate with him? If you feel like you cannot have sex with your husband, why are you still married to him? Why don't you talk about that part? Why doesn't the wife leave then?
Wait. At that point, if we're going to say that both of them are a lack of integrity, you don't get to pick and choose which lack of integrity you get. You just try to choose the one that hurts you the least by saying, why don't you just leave me instead of cheat on me?
Exactly.
You don't get to pick how.
Showing integrity is just because if one person does something wrong, that you don't turn around and do the wrong thing too.
Right. No, that's not
what that is. And what I'm saying, if he or she steps out because
hold on, wait, Bruce. I agree. I agree.
Arguing about that.
No, I agree. But I'm looking at both of them the same way. To leave is the same as to cheat. Both of them have the same lack of integrity in it. If she's not doing something that you like and you say, I'm gonna leave, that's still a lack of integrity because you're still violating your vows.
Facts.
Whether you know what I mean. So if he decides to cheat or whether he decides to leave, both of them have the same lack of integrity by the definition of it.
Yes.
I'm just saying, as when women say, sometimes when it's ain't even just women, but people will say, well, why don't you decide to leave rather than cheat? You don't get to tell somebody how they have to react to the things that you do wrong to them.
Facts. It's like, I'm not going to give you sex, but I'm also going to tell you how you should react. You know how crazy that is? It's like she's gonna tell you, I'm not gonna cook for you, I'm not gonna give you sex, I'm not gonna be nice to you, but hey, don't react the way you should react. No, I'm gonna tell you exactly how to react. You know how you should react? Keep paying my bills, be nice to me, don't cheat on me, just watch me be. What?